as promised, I'm doing a bit more dungeon drafting today, and I thought I'd show you a bit more of it. I was going to show you from the beginning, but then I got rudely interrupted by a player. No, not really. I managed to get hold of them to pester them so we can sort out a bit of character prep, but I'm in the middle of sorting out a new map, which you can see here on a dungeon draft, for an encounter that I'm running for the session today. Last minute prep. Oh, GMs love it. But what I really want to be showing off in Dungeon Draft is how absurdly easy it is. I've got all these tools over here, objects that you can scatter. That includes these bushes and these, what do you call them? They're not vines, are they? Reeds. All little objects. And take the same object, randomly rotate it, chuck another one, randomly rotate it, chuck a one, so they don't all look too uniform. Absolutely brilliant for quickly laying down some sort of like terrain. And then, if I can remember which, yeah, grab the terrain brush, and it's very forgiving. I can set the sort of size of it, the brush size, as I like, and kind of paint different areas. Now I've got this level of higher ground here, and I kind of like it, but I kind of want to make it a bit the swamp kind of merge together a bit. And look, it just sort of organically grows, and you can play about with it and get it how you want it, and sort of paint different areas. You know, for creating exterior maps, it's really easy. Absurdly, a fool like me can operate it, then by Jiminy, so can you. So anybody can, I think. The water tool is really easy to use, so I laid down these sort of water areas. I've even been able to put in details using the path tool for like these sort of wagon tracks. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see what I mean. And if you hit spacebar, it will move you around the map when you're super zoomed in. There we go, so there's a handcart here, and then you can see the trail from where they have been before, and there's some drag marks around here. You know, this is an old woodsman site where they have been deforesting. See where they've left piles of logs, some floating around. I've got some rather sinister looking grave sites here. A sort of woodsman's camp, abandoned, a bit of smashed pottery, an old fire, another tent over here. You know, so signs of a bit of sort of woods people encroachment into Mirkwood for the denizens to explore and have a potentially dastardly encounter. Zoom out, and it's really just pathetically easy. You can also buy asset packs to expand on what is already a fairly sensible collection to start with. I mean, most of what I'm using here is the default built-in pack, and you know, compared to some other map making tools whose names I'm sure you know, but I'm not going to deliberately mention because I'm not that kind of guy. But it rhymes with, no, I can't think of a word that it rhymes with because it's a funny name. But anyway, as I was saying, it's a one-off purchase. One-off purchase buys me. I'm not tied into a subscription. If I want to buy other stuff, that's my choice. There are plenty of places you can go where artists create map assets and you buy it as a one-off. If you need it, you can create your own assets and develop them. It's a bit of a thriving marketplace. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. Let's zoom out just to get the overall impression. Nice, and then let's sort of like zoom in for how it will appear when the characters are wandering around it. I've got the grid off. You can set up a grid and snap, and you can play around with lighting, and you can have different levels. You get an awful lot of bang for your buck. I sound like a rep, don't I, for Dungeon Draft, but honestly, I'm not, but if Dungeondraft want to pay me a handsome fee for recommending and demonstrating their stuff, then, well, I'm not too shy to take it. They haven't so far. Nobody has. But nevertheless, here we are. So yeah, I've got a little island and a tent there. The scatter rotated the tent around, although I've got a couple of different models. I've got tree stumps. I think I might put in a bit more foliage so that you can see the scatter tool at work. Go over to the library, find what I want. It's pretty much everything in the basic set. You can see sort of like furniture, decorations, statues, bearer, the classic sort of stuff that you want to pile in. All kinds of detritus, tentacles. Kind of might need those. And oh right, yeah. So bit of floating flotsam, perfect because I've got water everywhere. You know, this is an abandoned camp. Just plop some there, plop a bit over there. Don't use too much of the same thing, but I will have a bit, sort of, maybe a bit closer, sort of like over here. Doop. Zoom in on it so you can appreciate how that looks. There's my flotsam. Bit of flotsam over there. Bit of flotsam over there. I could put some bodies in to make it even more sinister, but I don't want to give them too much. I can quickly change over to the selection tool. Let's go back to objects. I've got some water already. I haven't tried those. Play with that. I think then, because that's an object. Can I select that one? Doesn't look like it. Oh yes, I can. Here we go. Can select it, make it a bit bigger. I can rotate it around just how I want. Nice. I like a few suspicious bubbles. Hopefully they'll have their awareness turned on. Easily resize it just to fiddle around. And I'm really only just started playing around with this, and I'm producing maps that ain't too bad. I mean, they're not quite at the standard that I see of other people producing on Dungeondraft, but good enough for me to be able to prep up an encounter, you know, kind of on the fly for the same day. So yeah, there's Dungeondraft. Another little bit of insight, how easy it is to make terrain, lay scatter. I think I'm going to chuck just a bit more, go back into the scatter tool, grab some of those reeds, that's what I was doing. A bit of rope. Now I want to grab some trees and bushes, that kind of thing. So there's so many tempting things. I mean, you can use the search bar as well. I mean, maybe that's kind of what I would put in. There we go. Put in reed, and I get my reeds. I'm just going to put a bit of, sort of. And if I put it onto the scatter mode, see how it's rotating each one round? That is so nice. So you don't get too much sort of like a duplication. Stick a few more bushes in. Really as easy as that. It's scary. Dot some of these fellas around. break up some of the areas. I wonder how these autumn trees look. They might be quite nice. Bit of a splash of colour here and there. Yeah. I think I'll take some of those. Oh, that's quite a big one. Scoot around with a space bar. Yeah. That's a nice place to put one. Where else do I want one? Yeah, maybe over here. No, that's too close to that one. Got to think tactically. Yeah, put one there. Maybe I'll show you the path tool because I'm going to put in some sort of roots. Path tool. Fumble around till I remember where it is. Can't find it. Terrain brush path tool. There we go, and then it pops up various paths. And this one here is the wagon trail, and I'm just going to make some understandably sort of like natural roots, really. Just a bit of a, where people have been walking. There we go. It's as easy as that. Close to this hut, I think, if that makes sense. Double click will terminate it, then I can start a new one. Up to here, another one, up around here. Make a few paths. Just show that it's kind of been clearly used. Double click that one. Trying to see what. Double click. This must have seen some use here, over here. Join that one up. And then we would have some over here. And then I've got wagon trails that I can use, not as sort of paths as such, but actually for the car. Join up here, double click, right. Look how quick this is. Scary. I mean, I spend so much time, don't know, like you maybe, but if you're a DM or a keeper, then you probably spend far too much time searching on the interweb, getting hacked off, can't quite find what you want, get something closer, change your encounter because it's closer to what you've actually found rather than what you actually wanted, sort of like compromise your environments as a result, go down rabbit holes and get utterly lost finding things that are nice but has nothing to do with what you intended to search for in the beginning. Don't even get me started for token hunting. It's an absolute minefield, a rabbit hole. So finding good bits of kit like this that produce good quality stuff but are free, not free, Dungeondraft you have to pay for. Free is always very nice, but low cost, and can free up your time because you can make exactly what you want, how you want it, rather than compromising, and are easy to get into, are a serious boon. Yeah, so that's a bit more of Dungeondraft. I've shown you the path tool, I've shown you the scatter tool, I've shown you a bit of the train tool in action, and now you can rapidly build up a map that's bespoke and just what you want. Fully recommend it. Yeah, anyway, so catch you next time. I'll show you something else. Take it easy then.